Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Sparrow, the founder of DreamStar Institute and the developer of the 5-star method of dream analysis. I certainly didn't set about to develop a systematic approach to dream work 50 years ago when I first started writing my own dreams down. Not at all. What I discovered after starting to study dreams was that I began to have frequent lucid dreams. And within a few years, I wrote the first thesis on lucid dreaming, and then 2 years later published the first book on lucid dreaming in North America. As a newly licensed psychotherapist in the early 80s, I began to use dream work and lucid dreaming in therapy, but I found that most people had a very hard time inducing lucid dreams. So I began to look at the non-lucid dream, the ordinary dream, so to speak, and discovered that within non-lucid dreams, dreamers were capable of being very reflective and making free choices. I discovered that over the centuries we'd overlooked this, and we'd seen the dream largely as a fixed product provided by the unconscious on a silver platter to the dreamer, and therefore something that was assumed to be a given, rather than, as I discovered with several other theorists at the time, that the dream is actually a co-created reality, something that's generated not by the unconscious for our benefit, but by the dreamer interacting with the emergent content in the dream. This was a very big idea, the idea that the dream evolved in real time through the interaction between the dream ego and the emergent imagery or content. And so this whole approach to dream work is called the co-creative paradigm. Instead of interpreting the content out there, the imagery, we look at the relationship between the dreamer and the content and see how the two evolve in a relationship through the course of the dream. The method of analysis changes, putting much more focus on the dreamer, what the dreamer's doing, what she's not doing, what she could do, and how this interactive process, this relational style, maps onto the waking state as an indication of how we're dealing with similar situations that arise in our own waking life. You might think that the 5-star method, which is a systematic approach based on co-creative dream theory, might be harder to learn, but it actually isn't. Most people who learn the 5-star method say that it gives them much more effectiveness because now we're looking at the whole picture, not just the imagery out there, but also the dreamer's feelings, his responses, the interactive process, what that brings about over the course of the dream, whether it develops or regresses. And so it gives us a very powerful way, a lens through which we're looking at the dreams for the first time in history. A friend of mine said to me recently, Scott, this is the future of dream work. I think if you'll read the papers and hear some of the presentations that I've posted on our website, that you'll discover that this is indeed the future of dream work.